Hello world, this is Tyler from Earth Lady Botanicals. I'm here with my partner Susan here at MaxFit Monterey in Monterey. We're here today to talk about phytocannabinoids as well as the endocannabinoid system that they work on. The endocannabinoid system is a part of your body, similar to the endorphin system and adrenal system, all of those. It's another vital part of your body. So we're going to go a little over that in brief detail. So overall today what we're going to talk about is the definition of endocannabinoid system and how it plays a part in your body. What are phytocannabinoids and how do they differ from the ones found in cannabis? What do the phytocannabinoids actually do? We're also going to focus on the specific phytocannabinoids that are found in the Earth Lady tinctures and salves that are here at MaxFit. We're also going to show you a few tips on how you could use phytocannabinoid-based products to essentially increase your performance and increase your decrease your recovery time before, during, and after exercise. So, first things first, we are not covering marijuana today. Sorry guys. We are only going to focus on the non-cannabis products. The non-cannabis plants and herbs that you can find in the Earth Lady, not here. So, first things first, what is the endocannabinoid system? Big word, and a lot of people assume this is a cannabis-only system in the body, that it only interacts with the cannabis. However, that is not the case. The endocannabinoid system is one of the most important parts of your body. It is responsible for pretty much all of your homeostatic processes, so temperature control, hunger, motivation, things like that. The endocannabinoid system consists of two different things here. There's CB1 receptors and CB2 receptors, all that work together to create the different effects that are found in cannabis, but also to work with the chemicals that are in your body to help you keep your internal environment stable, especially during intense things like physical exercise, stress, things like that. So the CB1 receptor is primarily located in the central nervous system. We're going to get to that in a little bit. And the CB2 receptors are going to be focused mainly around the lymph nodes, as you can see here. It does copy the pattern of where the lymphatic system is pretty well. And we'll go a little bit more over that. However, essentially its main role is with the immune system and causing certain events in the immune system to help with sickness and whatnot, to fight off sickness. So, first things first, CB1. Many people are familiar with this if they've used any cannabis-based product. This is going to be the receptor that's affected by THC. This is usually where people will feel psychoactive effects from things like cannabis. However, they can also be activated by other herbs, as well as your body's own endocannabinoids, what your body naturally produces itself. So like I said, the CB1 receptors are mainly found in the central nervous system, primarily in the brain. They are responsible mainly for hormone regulation, for motivation, wakefulness, hunger, your blood pressure actually, the circadian rhythm when you wake and sleep, and so much more. Just basically your emotions, everything really revolves around this system. So the activation of this receptor by external cannabinoids, specifically the phytocannabinoids that we're going to talk about, those typically are associated with relieving things like depression, anxiety, sleep issues, pain, inflammation, specifically in the gut, and it actually controls gut leakage. So if you are low on your endocannabinoids that affect your CB1 receptor, it's possible that you could be dealing with something like leaky gut syndrome or irritable bowel syndrome, or something of the sort. It has been studied, and it has shown that essentially THC-like chemicals, such as anandamide, which is one of the endocannabinoids that's found in your body, as well as different chemicals that are found in the plants themselves, all can attach to this receptor as well, and produce very similar effects. Now, the interesting thing about phytocannabinoids is that they have very specific effects. So again, going back to cannabis, how people know THC and how that's the psychoactive component, and CBD, the anti-inflammatory and non-psychoactive component, how they are very similar but have very different functions. The same thing is going to apply to the phytocannabinoids that we're going to go over here. Essentially, each one might have more or less of an effect on the brain and also the body as well, and can produce many of these fancy effects. So we're gonna go to the CB2 receptor, your second receptor here. Like I said, it is primarily found in the immune system. Now, your CB2 receptors are very, very, very important for inflammation control in your body, specifically surrounding the immune response. So wherever there's an immune response, you're going to have CB2 receptors. The CB2 receptors are actually what activate your white blood cells, and what kind of sets them off in motion. It's kind of that first, hey, there's something wrong here. So that's typically what the CB2 receptor is going to do naturally in your body. However, when it is stimulated by an external source, it can produce many, many, many different benefits. So CB2 also is very important in gut health. It is also found along your gastrointestinal tract, and helps control the inflammation and the motility, or the kind of the water amount in your gut at any one time. So by supplementing with something that will stimulate your CB2 receptor, essentially you're going to see that there is significant inflammation reduction. You're going to see that your gut flora are starting to regulate themselves. It is very important to have a healthy endocannabinoid system in order to have a healthy gut flora. Without a properly functioning CB2 receptor, essentially what can happen is, like the CB1 receptor, it can lead to things like irritable bowel syndrome, painful things like Crohn's. A lot of those things are actually associated with the CB2 receptor, and it's usually a lack of a certain endocannabinoid in your body. Now, for these, they can also do the opposite. So you stimulate that system, you're going to get rid of those stimuli. The inflammation is going to go down up to 100 times what is found in aspirin, the inflammation response. And it's also going to increase the blood flow in your body, which when we get to our workout section, you'll see how that benefits. Yeah. You may already be able to guess. So yeah, that's basic 101 of the two receptors. Yay, science.
Oh,
Right.
cool.
So, the big question that a lot of people have for us is, what is the difference between the cannabinoids in cannabis and the cannabinoids in other products, like what are found in our Earth Lady products? Really, there is no difference, because cannabis contains phytocannabinoids. Phyto just means plant, cannabinoid, like the cannabis plant. The reason it's called a cannabinoid is because the chemical THC and the endocannabinoid system were both discovered by the same person, Raphael Mechoulam, in Israel. And essentially, in time, when he discovered the endocannabinoid system, the reason he named it the endocannabinoid system is because he realized that there's something in your body that is interacting with the cannabis. So that's how it got its name, but it doesn't have to be something from cannabis, like we were saying. Now, these phytocannabinoids, the reason they work is because they're very, very similar to what's in your body already. The two biggest ones are going to be anandamide and 2-AG. I could go on and on about that, but essentially you have your THC-like molecule and your CBD-like molecule. One fits into the CB1 receptor, one fits into the CB2 receptor. And that's how your body maintains homeostasis. So because they can bind to these receptors, that is what causes the effects that we see with cannabis and these other products, and why they all happen to have a very widespread and therapeutic effect, is because they are working on those systems we just talked about. Typically, the reason that people see these things as more of a panacea is because it's just such a widely involved system. A lot of problems that people face today, especially with just modern stress and whatnot, is your endocannabinoid system, just like your endorphin system, can start to malfunction. You can realize pretty quickly when it's wrong. It's very similar to things like adrenal fatigue. You start to lose motivation, start to have increased pain. You may have gut issues like IBS. You may wake in the middle of the night and not be able to go back to sleep. There's a lot of different things that can happen. And that's the reason that when people went to cannabis originally, why so many things were able to be treated by it. So essentially, our main goal is to get what cannabis had done for us in the beginning. We started our business in the cannabis market. However, due to regulations and whatnot, we unfortunately had to step away. Just a little too much money, if you know what I mean. But essentially, we still wanted to help people in the same way as we were before. So essentially, over months, practically, Susan here was the genius behind it. Basically, it studied all these different herbs and whatnot, and found the different actions that created these effects, the effects that are found in cannabis, and we try to simulate them as much as possible using the same extraction techniques and everything that we did with our previous line. So what we ended up with was a phytocannabinoid-rich product that has zero THC, zero CBD. It is completely cannabis-free, and essentially has many of the same properties. So we'll go over those a little bit later in the presentation. For now, hand the stage over to Susan now, who is going to discuss the different products that are found in her plate. So,
Okay.
welcome, Susan. Just gonna sneak by you.
Hello. So let's start on the top. So what I really want to say is sprinkled all over the earth are plants that help us. And our job is just to find them. So this one is called liverworts. Let me put my glasses on real quick. I am going to need your help, Tyler. Liverwort binds to the CB1 receptor, and it has a chemical called...
Okay, this is a long word here. It's a parotentinine. Parotentinine, yeah.
And it's very similar to THC, but it has no psychoactive effects. So, way cool, because the CB1 receptor is a tough one to touch. Okay, and our next one that I'm going to talk about is black pepper. Black pepper works with the CB2 receptor, and it has the terpene beta-caryophyllene. And beta-caryophyllene is very powerful stuff. It tunes the endocannabinoid receptor via the alkaloid glutamines, and it's very anti-inflammatory. So we used a lot of black pepper in our pain salves. This one is, you'll probably all recognize this one. That one's called echinacea, and that one also binds to the CB1 receptor, which is really cool. And it uses a totally different mechanism called carbamimetics. So that means it just basically mimics cannabis. It relieves anxiety, migraines, fatigue, and arthritis. And it uses, to do that, N-alkyl amides, and they're very similar to THC. This is helichrysum, and helichrysum actually has CBG in it. So it's really the only plant, I think, that we know of so far that actually has a compound found in cannabis. And CBG is very anti-inflammatory, And how it was discovered is they use it in ritual ceremonies in Africa. They burn it, and everybody has a great time. So it's very secretive in Africa because they want to protect it. But we know about it, and it's awesome. This is Spilanthes, and Spilanthes binds with your CB2 receptor, and it's also called electric daisy. And we didn't know much about this plant. We just found it by doing research, and so we're growing it right now, and it's crazy because these flowers are actually like about that big. But in the Amazon, they use those for pain relief, and they use the pathway of the cannabinoid and isobutylamides. I need to get better on these pronunciations. Okay, so this one's cacao, everybody's favorite, and that's your body's natural version of THC. Cacao literally is translated into the food of the gods, and you make your own anandamide, and that are the happy brain chemicals that are produced. Theobromine, phenol, tryptophan, and anandamide. Cacao regulates your mood, appetite, pain, and perception of pain. The plant-derived anandamide lingers in the body, drawing out the joyful feeling longer. So basically what happens with cacao, what's so cool about cacao, is that when you use the other phytocannabinoids in conjunction with cacao, it actually makes the effect last longer because the endocannabinoid bond with the phytocannabinoid is actually preserved longer. So it's pretty awesome stuff. So it draws out the joyful feeling longer. And the one thing you don't want to do is think you're going to eat some milk chocolate and get the benefits of cacao. It has to be pure cacao for it to work. Milk chocolate, the milk in milk chocolate actually is makes all the effects go away. So there you go. I think I did them all, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Our next, thank you, Christoph, for explaining
okay.
that. So the reason we need to explain the effects of some of these herbs and different plants that we have in our salves and tinctures is essentially to explain how this can benefit you ultimately with your overall wellness, how you can help yourself with pretty much everything that is common in modern society. If you have anxiety, you can help with that. If you're looking to maintain a healthy weight or lose some weight, this is a great way to do it. Now, this is our Earth Lady invention here called the Pyramid of Wellness. Sorry if anyone already has that. Now, there are three major things that all contribute to your overall wellness, and each one of these things contributes to supporting your endocannabinoid system in the end, which by and large will increase your wellness in the process. So the first thing is going to be your endocannabinoid system support. So if you do have any of the symptoms that we talked about earlier, it might not hurt to try something that will help supplement your endocannabinoid system. We have two different tinctures right now that are internal based tinctures. Essentially, those are going to be the best for getting every cell in your body saturated with a phytocannabinoid blend. That is the best way to get the most widespread effect. However, many people either don't want to take a tincture or they just want a specific effect on a specific part of the body. Like for instance, if someone has a bad knee, they may just want to affect the knee, not their whole body. And they may be okay otherwise. So we also made salves, different creams and kind of rub-on products that you can use.
How about if I pass these around right now?
Yeah, and I'm going to be passing them to the audience so they can try them out. So essentially, what we brought today are going to be our pain salve,
These are pain salves.
our sleep salve, and then our new product, Lucky Lua, which is a Kahlua flavored energy and focus formula. Those three things in particular all are very good for people that enjoy working out, enjoy being active, and also don't enjoy being sore all the time. So by using these things, you can boost different performances in your body, which we'll explain on the next slide. And therefore, that can really, really help you not only with working out, but just in overall life. Yes.
Why do you recommend a high-fat, low-carb diet instead of? Because I'm a carb loader myself.
Okay.
And I do eat lots of fats.
Right.
And I do support your pyramid idea.
We did a lot of research on that, and fat.
I understand what fats do for the body.
It works just like a phytocannabinoid. It actually fills your endocannabinoid. So
it benefits well-being.
So basically,
Yes.
your body can absorb these phytocannabinoids a lot better with high fat present in the body.
Okay.
That's the first benefit. But not only that, but a high-fat diet, especially when you're in ketosis, can contribute to your body producing more anandamide. So essentially, you're producing more of your own endocannabinoids.
But yeah, can I just say something real quick? You're really young. I didn't have to really go into a keto diet until I went through menopause.
Yeah.
So before menopause, I was fine with a well-rounded diet.
I say because I do eat a lot of fats because I understand the process of fats in the body.
Right.
But I also do.
After menopause, for me, I had to take out all the carbs. I got IBS, diabetes, blood sugar.
I eat lots of
Yeah.
carbs because I actually use them as explosive energy for my exercising.
Right. So there's strategies for that. Cyclical ketosis.
So in your example, basically, you're burning off all your carbs anyway, and you're kind of left with those fats. So you're still probably getting a similar benefit. And like Susan was saying, age does have a lot to do with it.
Yes.
It's the same as any other system in your body, the same as how your hormones will start to freak out when you're older. I'm like, oh god, backpedal. Essentially, these things are going to be more important if you have some of the symptoms that we were talking about. If you generally feel healthy, these things are more of a guideline. A high fat will always help with the endocannabinoid system as well as just brain health in general.
Yeah, I eat lots of oils, peanuts, and stuff like that.
Right.
I do.
Peanuts have a phytocannabinoid system. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yes.
But
And
I do know they have lots
peanuts,
of fats.
egg yolks, butter. It's amazing.
I say I'm big into like peanut butter, peanuts, all that. So.
And I should say, high fat means healthy fats, like you're saying. So, and not just bacon. I don't think bacon's going to have the same benefit.
The salt.
But it tastes so good.
I know.
It's the salt.
It's good every once in a while. And then our third and final thing, obviously, is going to be regular exercise. So many people already know about the endorphins that you get from working out. And many people are familiar with it. The runner's high, as people call it. That is one of the more significant feelings that you can get from your body. But at the same time, a lot of that numbness that you feel is not just the endorphin system, it's going to be your endocannabinoid system. Both of them are working in your body to lower the inflammation levels in your body so you can actually move still. Help with the pain. That's why typically right after a workout, you're pretty resistant to pain, is a combo between the endorphins and your endocannabinoids. And also they're going to help increase your hunger, right after your workout. So essentially it promotes more of a healthy hunger. It's not, that's the one thing we found with our phytocannabinoid blends versus our cannabis blends, were that essentially with the cannabis blend, you're still gonna get a little bit of the munchies that everyone talks about. With these, it's more of a supplement that supports what you already have and makes it as strong as it can be. So essentially, this is more of something that's going to help you eat more regularly and get full quicker because you have more of the chemicals in your body that are going to signal those things. So with all three of these things together, we'll bring it to our final slide, which this is not our final slide, but everybody has probably had one of these days. When you're begging the trainer.
I love burpees.
Please. Some people.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're so fun.
The wide majority, not so much. Or things like DOMS or delayed onset muscle soreness, which is when you are sore for days and days and days because you worked out a little too hard. Essentially, both of these things can really be a help by following our pyramid as well as using different phytocannabinoids to support your workout. So I broke it into the three main parts of the workout. The pre-workout, which typically people like to use stimulating products for a pre-workout, just to get you in the zone, pumped, ready to work out. However, the one thing that we've noticed with a lot of things is that there are people with high blood pressure. There's people that just can't handle the caffeine or whatnot that are in some of the products, or they want to mix those products, so maybe use a little bit less of it one pre-workout and mix it with something from Earth Lady just to support their body's natural systems. So the main things that you're going to find out of something, especially when it's going to contain THC-like substances, so the things that are containing liverwort and also the cacao, like Susan was mentioning.
And echinacea too.
And echinacea.
Yeah.
Thank you. All of those can, while they're not as psychoactive, they're not going to produce that same feeling, that same high as a cannabinoid. You will notice that you have that very intense focus that a lot of people desire in workout, where just everything is blocked out and you're just kind of in the mood. It can, especially with some of our products like the Lucky Lua, that are combined with a little bit of caffeine, can really boost just overall how much you can do, because you just hammer it out. It's yeah, exactly. It's something you have to kind of try and feel to believe. Now, the THC-like products as well as the CBD-like products that are in here, they're also going to have the same effects as cannabis on inflammation. So like I was saying earlier, these products are going to be around 100 times more potent than something like aspirin, or between 10 to 50 times more potent than things like cortisone at reducing inflammation. Now, I'll get to this mainly in the post-workout, but you'll see that there are things like Aleve. Why shouldn't I use Aleve during a workout? And we'll get to that in the post-workout here. So in the mid-workout, right in the middle of working out, essentially, a lot of people will carve up mid-workout. Some people just need a break, a breather, water break. So essentially what these phytocannabinoids can do is not only decrease that inflammation and pain during exercise, but they can also increase the overall blood flow in your body by basically dilating all of your blood vessels. And by doing that, you're going to get more blood to your muscles, more blood to your cells, so that means less soreness, less of the burn, at least for a little bit longer than normally, right? It's pretty handy overall, and if you're looking for something that isn't going to flush you out or anything, this is a great substitute. The other thing, which is going to play into the anti-inflammatories in the post-workout, are they do reduce the perceived pain, and they're not going to sedate you or mess up your workout routine, nor are they going to affect the anabolic stage right after working out or in the middle of a workout. So, I've had times where I've been on the leg press machine and kind of popped my leg the wrong way, and you kind of have to take a leave mid-workout, and it doesn't necessarily play to your advantage. And we'll get into the post-workout here. So after the workout, if you're looking to reduce your inflammation in your body, you do not want to use things like Aleve, Motrin, or non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. What these things do is they completely just stop your anabolism. So basically, it's going to completely stop your muscle growth, just right where it stopped, and you're going to go back into catabolism, right? Which is kind of feeding your body's reserves rather than feeding your muscles directly. So if you want to preserve the gains as much as possible, using something like this to handle your inflammation rather than using anti-inflammatory drugs can really, really, really help. Not only with the pain, but also with not messing with your body's kind of prime state that it can be in. The other thing that's very important to working out, and most particularly recovery, and also the energy in the first place, is sleep. So these chemicals, like we were saying before, basically work with your body's circadian rhythm. So they're going to help you get up earlier, more with the light, and then fall asleep more naturally and stay asleep. The THC-like products that are found in our tinctures and salves, they can really contribute to a deeper restorative sleep. It's not going to have as much of a effect on your REM, or rapid eye movement sleep, where a lot of your brain's recovery and muscle recovery happens. So using something that is a non-cannabis-based phytocannabinoid can actually really help just overall get you in a more natural rhythm, as well as just get you longer sleep really without waking. And with that comes faster recovery, more energy the next day, less of an appetite for fatty or salty things.
We should ask Ron, because he uses the Lucky Lua now, and he's a major workout person. So what do you think?
I love the Lucky Lua.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No worries. I love the Lucky Lua.
That's right.
And if you guys are anything like me, I understood about 20% of this. But what I do understand is what works. I ran into Susan through work. We just, had some conversation, and through that conversation, found out I had some athletic pain that I grew up with, just playing sports, accumulative damage and trauma to my feet, and I would take Advil and Motrin to try to alleviate the pain, which also caused me to go into a depressed state, because whoever lives a healthy lifestyle does not want to take medicine. But I was left with no choice. If I wanted to sleep, get a good night's sleep, and be ready to work the next day, I had to find something. And I started to use the severe pain. This product right here, I rubbed it on my toe. It was inflamed super, super bad. I have no cartilage in my toe whatsoever. Had surgery on both feet. Put this on. Within 15 minutes, the swelling went down and I didn't have any pain. I don't understand a lot of this, but I understood that this worked. So since then, I've been a believer in this product. It's done wonders for me. I've put it on my shoulder. I've had some shoulder girdle problems. Pain has went away. Again, I don't understand all this, but I understood that this worked significantly, and I'm a hard sell. So I believe in this. If you have any pain, it's worth a try. If this can change your life from taking prescription medication and come to a more healthy lifestyle, I recommend it. As far as the Lucky Lua goes, I just started supplementing with that for energy. A lot of athletes, they'll take a lot of stimulant pre-workout powders, which leave you jittery and cause you to have sleepless nights. The Lucky Lua is super clean, lasts about 2.5 hours. So pre-workout, awesome product. Midday at work, you're a little sluggish. I do 2 dropperfuls, perfect, gets me through the day. So I'm a believer, and at least try it and make up your own mind. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
Awesome, Ron. Thank you.
Great.